Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. A lot of people come into the room. Go ahead and just take your time and get into the room, guys. If you are not watching this live, please go and look down into the show notes or the description or whatever it's called. And that'll tell you when this actually gets started, when the party gets started, because the party's not started right now. Hey, hard to know, Glinda. Hi, Giselle. Hey, Connie. Hard to know. I've seen you so long, Glinda. I haven't seen you so long. It's funny because I have been doing this now for what, 7 weeks? Maybe. What episode did we start on? Let me see. Or do I have my channel? Yeah, I do have it up on this side. So I've been doing this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. And people are slowly starting to come back because I feel like I've been gone so long, and I think that YouTube has not been at least sending out this information to my people who have like the bell or the like notification. So it's so weird. Hi. It's so weird. It's so weird that like it's taken YouTube so long to finally start to push it out to the people who were, here. I know Connie's been forever, but you've been checking in on me, girl. You've been checking in on me, okay? You haven't gone. Calandria, hi. Denia, is it Denia or Denia? Can you phonetically put how to say your name? Because I want to say it correct, please. Yeah, hard to know. I was like, who am I missing? There's somebody that I'm missing. And it's because I remember this picture is that Thailand in the background? It's like, what's the one lady with the picture? I think she's in Thailand or an Asian country where there's a boat behind her. She'd be traveling, girl, whatever it is. Where's my traveler friend? And it's hard to know. So hello. It's taken me so long to get people back. But don't worry. I'm not gonna give up. I have the rest of the year. We have Q4. We're at the end of Q3. We have Q4 to get everybody back on board, really get the party sorted. And we've got so much content coming up, y'all. Okay. I have a whole spreadsheet. Let me pull up my spreadsheet. I've been trying to really like dig into the Google spreadsheets and things that are going on. So I created a Just Call Me While recap. And I've got, not including this week, 2 more weeks of 90 Day Fiancé UK, which I'm still reviewing with my friend Shay on the DocuSweeties podcast. And then I'm doing Life After Lockup, which I think Life After Lockup only has 10 episodes. So I think, not including today, we only have 3 more weeks left of Life After Lockup. And then Happily Ever After, that ends the 30th of November. So we've got just so many, just so many weeks, like just so many. So I'm not even gonna say. And then there's Toe, and there's so many weeks of Toe. So Toe is most likely not going to end until February, girl. So 90 Day Fiancé the other way. So we've got a couple of weeks of like me doing this with you guys. Seeking Sister Wife is going to start on the 22nd, and I think it's only 10 episodes. So put that down. And Love is Blind Denver is coming in October. Oh my God. So I'm going to be doing Love is Blind, Seeking Sister Wife, Toe, HEA all at the same time. It's 4 at the same time. And HEA is going to be on DocuSweeties, but Toe, Seeking Sister Wife, Love is Blind is going to be on the YouTube channel. And if you guys have been following, oh my God, hard to know. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you. Hi, Dania. Okay, Dania. Gotcha. Dania. Got ya. So as you guys, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but DocuSweeties, we announced today officially, 2 weeks ago, we announced it to the Patreon, but officially today we announced to the entire world via our social medias that we are dissolving DocuSweeties, and Chris and I are both going to our corners, and we're going to continue doing our YouTube lives and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing Life After Lockup and 90 Day Fiance the other way, Monday, Tuesday. And then eventually, I think when Seeking Sister Wives and Toe is probably on the same day. I think it's on the same day. So yeah, girl, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Hey, Joseph. It is a whole thing. So I'm gonna have a lot of content coming towards you. I'm gonna be watching a lot of TV. And so we can kiki for as much times as you want to a week. It's gonna be like 3. Yeah, I know. But our schedules are too busy. Like, it's just too hard. It is too hard when you have 2 hours difference of time frame, and I'm trying to do drag. Like, I just need to be able to set a schedule and do the things that I need to do when I need to do them. And it's harder to do that when you have to do it in tandem. You know, she's doing her own stuff. And so it's just became increasingly harder to find times to do stuff. And it's like, it's not fair to you guys. It's not fair to the business that we were trying to do. It's just not fair to, you know, the type of, I guess, place and mark that we want to leave and in the world. And I had a really good YouTube channel and a really good thing going with YouTube. And I mean, to be honest, if I'm being honest, can I be honest with you? I never got paid from DocuSweeties. As much stuff as we were putting through and flying here and doing this, it never paid not a moment. Like, I mean, we could never pay ourselves because we had to do our editor, we had to pay our editor, we had to pay our social media people, and because I work a full-time job, like, I wasn't able to give as much as I would have wanted to. I did my best, but you know what I mean? So it's like, if I can just do things on my own, if we could both just do things on our own, I think I can be a lot more productive. And I've reshuffled the way I think about, you know, my job, and I'm trying to get new employment where I'm not in charge of anything, which is like hard for me because I want to be in charge of everything, but I don't want to be in charge of everything. And so I'm trying to find new employment. Here's what I want. This is the bare min. I just want a job that gives me insurance, that gives me enough money to pay for my car note, my insurance, and my rent. Anything else, I think I can make it up with extra stuff. I think that between drag and some of the like extra bartending gigs I'm trying to pick up and the nightlife stuff I'm trying to get into, I think that I'll be able to supplement and do it that way. The only problem is that whatever job that is still going to want me to work 40 hours a week. And that's the problem. I don't want to work 40 hours a week for anybody but myself. So, yeah, I just can't do it anymore. It's taking away so much brain power, and it's killing me to not give it as much brain power because I'm such I'm such an eldest daughter of an immigrant. It's really difficult for me to not, and I don't even want to say be in charge. It's really difficult for me to not do my best at all times. Like, and my best is putting a lot of pressure on myself to show up, to be on time. I have lists of things that I'm expecting myself to do every single day. And if I don't do it, like, I have to actively try not to be mean to myself. And it's like stuff like that. You know, I hold myself to a very high standard. And that's why I've gotten as far as I've gotten in my career and at my job. And I'm a SME for those of you that are in corporate America, like on a lot of things. And I'm tired of people reaching out to me and asking me questions. I don't want to be a SME anymore. I just want to come in, do it. Thank you so much, Connie. Thank you for the super sticker. You guys are so sweet today. I mean, not that you're not sweet every day, but like, yeah, I love this. Like, I'm just tired of being a SME. I'm tired. I just don't want to be dependent on it. I want to go to a job, do a little nothing, and then like leave. And if it's remote, that would be perfect because I could give my all to a remote position as long as I didn't have to go anywhere and talk to anybody. If I could just stay home and then on the sly still do my social medias. Because if I work remote, you believe me, I'd be going live at 2 p.m. every day to talk about whatever. If I work remote, I could watch my shows. Like, you know what I mean? I feel you on that Smee comment. Yeah. Like, girl, I'm sick of it. Okay. I don't want to follow up. I don't want to provide support. I don't want to, make a suggestion. I don't want to hear anybody's problems. I don't want to know if someone's super depressed and that's the reason why they did this silly thing that they did at the place that they shouldn't do the silly thing at. Like, I just don't want to do it anymore. I want to create. I want to like pour into you guys. I want to pour into drag. I want to pour into the channel. And I just lost it. I lost it. And I need to get it back. And I think I need to start back at square one. And that's with y'all on the YouTube channel. I mean, YouTube did make money for me for a little bit in like 2018, but it was never enough. And it was never stable enough. I never had like, what's that? Not subscriptions. What's that thing called when outside companies want you to do things? Like, I was never, nobody was like, here's 20K to talk about our product on your channel. You know what I mean? Like, nobody was ever like, here's $10,000 to do 3 videos about grape nuts or talk about the cereal you really love. Like, I never got to that place. So it was never comfortable enough for me to quit any kind of like regular brick and mortar job. And so I'm not getting any older. I'm not getting any younger. I'm getting older. And I cannot see myself just giving up. I will become an absolute drunk if I do. I will become an absolute alcoholic if I do. If I don't do it. If I don't. So I work from home. And when I got the DA when I got a DA question, I thank God I'm not in the office because baby's tail's no lie. Yeah. Like I don't want to do it anymore. And it feels like a waste of time. I'm almost reverting back to like 20. Like, I'm like, I'll bartend because at least bartending, like, it's just chill. There's no, like, I don't have to even be nice. Like, come on now. You don't need a nice bartender. I don't have to be nice. Like, I'm going to leave with cash and I get to like get the cash. I've been doing pole work, as you guys know, for like the last 2 years. And I'm like, girl, you need me in the clubs or are there any gentlemen's clubs? Girl. And also there's pole work outside of the clubs. Like, I don't have to do anything, but if I don't put it past me, girl, I'll be in the club in 2 seconds. Give me them pleasers. I'll swing from that pole left and right. I saw Pete Valley. I could do it. So like, that's where I'm at. That is where I'm at. If you could get me in a club where I could guarantee to make $600 a night cash, I'm in there. Okay. I am in there because I want to pursue my dream. And even with drag, like the little booked gigs that I've had have been so helpful, especially because I'm like, haven't been really working, you know what I mean, for 3 months. So money is tight. And the little extra from drag is like, you made a little $100, $100 just to put on some makeup and dance on a stage? Girl, that sounds ideal. It is ideal. So anyways, that's what's going on with me. I know that was a long way to tell you how I'm feeling and what I want, but this is where we are in life. I cannot divert. So I'm trying to find other employment. But I'm like, damn, it's going to be crazy to go back to like $22 an hour. Like, what does that paycheck look like? We didn't give me like $500. Like, I had to do the math on that. And I was like, what? I haven't seen a little bass paycheck like that in a long time, but I'll be hustling. I'll be tired, but I won't hate my life. And that's the most important. My body will be weary, but I will have money for the mineral baths that I have to take. If I can get some Mr. Teals or whatever it is, I put a bunch of stuff in my Amazon wish list because I'm like, if somebody want to buy me some body soak, buy me that body soak. Okay, where are we at? Is this the right? Yeah. We're gonna start. Hey everybody. My name is Wahima, but just call me Wah. I'm gonna start again. I wasn't prepared. It just happened. We'll start at the 15:30 mark. Here we go. I even forgot my intro. Isn't that crazy? Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of Life After Lockup. This is season 6, episode 17, Playing with Fire. You guys are welcome to the channel. Again, my name is Wahima, and I do recaps of relationship reality television shows such as Life After Lockup, Love After Lockup, 90 Day Fiancé, all of them, every single one of the 90 Day Fiancés, Seeking Sister Wife, Love is Blind. So if you're at all interested in that content and you would like to follow your girl, go on ahead and subscribe to my channel. If at any time during this you get the hee ha-has and you want to give your girl a tip, you can do so with the option scrolling at the bottom of the screen, as well as you can do a super chat or a super sticker or whatever it is you want to do. I will accept a tip in any form. Believe me, I love a tip. So if you are at all inclined or able to do so, I would love that. All right, you guys, let's jump right in. So JK got him some teeth. JK got it like, hear ye. In the town square, them boy done got him some teeth. That boy done got him some teeth. And it's still, what is interesting is that he's still hiding it. He's still like, they don't. I mean, he's not exactly Boomhauer, but okay. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this. Wherever they are in Texas, it is a very interesting accent. It feels like, I wonder what kind of music they listen to. They look like they listen to country. He looks like he listens to like Kid Rock. You know what I mean? Like, not Kid Rock, current Kid Rock, not MAGA Kid Rock, but like Kid Rock back in the day where you were like, is he kind of like country rock, like hip hop a little bit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't quite know what's going on, but what I do know is JK got him some teeth and JK got his appetite back. Teeth and appetite. Teeth und Appetit. Und Pitete. And I was like, okay, healthy. You know what it is? Healthy. That's what we're going to say. We're going to say healthy. The man is healthy. And you know who is unhealthy is Brooke, because she has an unhealthy love for him. That is just crazy. So we find out that they live an hour from each other, which I knew that they did. I just thought that when you live in rural America, that you are an hour from most things. Let me tell you, I don't live in rural America. I live in the middle of rural America. No, I live in the north of rural America. But what I'm saying is that once you leave Minneapolis County or whatever, once you leave it, it's a lot of cornfields. In fact, I have been to Wisconsin several times, and the Wisconsin that I've been to is none but fields of corn and soybeans and different produce. I have not been to a major city in Wisconsin because between the major city of Minnesota and the major cities of Wisconsin is nothing but farmland. So it is very interesting to me now that I live in that place that I understand that one can just drive 45 minutes from like there. I mean, there's nothing out there besides like mom and pop shops, which is like great, and then like a McDonald's. That they don't I mean, even the Walmarts are like 30 minutes away. And I'm like, a 30-minute Walmart? Like, I've never lived in a place that wasn't densely populated. But it's a lot of farmland. And I think it's so beautiful. But I have a friend who's from here. She's white. And she's like, girl, there is abuse happening in them homes. She's like, she's like, there's abuse and meth happening in them homes. Okay. Stop giving us this heartland. You are not safe here. In fact, don't come over here unless you're with me. And I said, that's a true friend. That's a true friend who truly understands that I should not be in certain parts of this state alone, specifically Wisconsin. And so I love her for that. But when I think about them living so far away from each other, and they're like, yeah, we hardly get to see each other, so I'm gonna take her on a little date. And I thought the date was at least gonna include, a dinner. But this man takes her to a park, and I said, "Did y'all meet in the middle? Did y'all meet in a park at the park in the middle, or where are y'all at?" And then, because you didn't pick her up, so is it a date? I mean, it can be a date if he doesn't pick you up. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But if you guys are trying to rekindle a relationship, and we've only seen her driving you around, it would be nice for us to see you driving her around. So they get there. And I don't know what's the movie he saw where they did this, but he's going to present her with a lock. First, he pulls it out, and she thinks, and we think, that it's a ring. And she smiles, and he's like, "Oh man, I mean, do that for your girl? Like, yeah, I want to finish do that for you." His accent is so interesting to me. It's like they use finna, and they use like a lot of words that I've colloquially, like, I would think that like a Black person would use, but they're not. So that's why I wanted to know what kind of music they listen to. And or if the social media and the availability of cultures to be able to overlap nowadays, because let me tell you, it is this. I'm like, damn, that left the gay community and came out to the rest of the world it very fast. Unless it started with Black women and then went to the gay community and came back. I don't know. I saw a Black woman do it first, but that doesn't mean that's where it came from. But it's because we're all kind of this global or like national community because of social media. Anyways, I'm digressing. Okay, so back to the silly show. So he presents her with this lock. And then I'm thinking that they're going to be at a place where there's a bunch of locks on a fence, because that's what I've seen in a lot of places. There's a bunch of locks on a fence, and that's not at all where it was. Just their lock on the fence. Their lock on the fence. It wasn't nobody else's lock on that fence. And then he's like, "Well, we need that key for it. Go ahead and throw that key away. This is forever, baby. This is forever, baby." And then the very next day, he's not answering her phone call. Or not even the very next time they shoot, she calls him, he doesn't answer. And I'm just like, damn, JK can't get it together to save his life. What manner of anxiety does that man have to where he just can't even answer his girlfriend? He's like, "You know what? I seen her crying at the house, and that shows how much she loves me." And I'm like, damn, it's so interesting the way like people will be like, "I cannot love someone unless they show how silly and how they'll trip over themselves just to show me that they love me." Like, that is so weird and toxic. So she's like, "Everything is really good between me and JK. Like, he got his teeth fixed, so I'm not kissing no more rot mouth." And I said, "Rot mouth?" No, your screen did not freeze. Rot mouth? It has a term? People who lose their teeth from drugs? It has a term? Rot mouth? Mm-mm. If I have a term for, I can't do it. So, she says that one of the issues that they're still having in their lives is that Alex is still hovering around. Like, Alex, she can't get rid of Alex, and Alex is in his father's like comment section. And I said, "Why are you in his father's comment section? Why don't you mind your own business?" And then I forgot, if we remember from their very first season, is that Alex is really close to JK's dad. And Alex and JK were together when he went into prison, I believe. And she was taking care of his dad. So I guess at some point I assumed his dad was an invalid, but I guess something had happened to him. And while he was in prison, Alex was taking care of him. Now, JK makes it seem like if the reason why Alex had to do it is because he wasn't there to do so. And I'm like, but if you were there, I don't know that you would have done it. So it's just really interesting because JK talks about how he doesn't have a good relationship with his dad, yet he feels like Alex stepping in to help his dad was like something that she did for him. And I'm like, And apparently Alex talks to his dad all the time. Like, they're besties. When she's feeling troubled or needs a friend, she calls a man in his 60s and talks to him. I'm assuming maybe he's in his 50s. He's probably in his 50s. Talks to him for hours on end. And I said, about what? What is Alex talking to that grown pappy about? And she got her own kids and she got her own life. And she be calling his daddy to talk to him. And I said, that sounds mildly suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious, Alex. Suspicious. I'm like, I don't even talk to my dad for hours on end. And that's the first person I remember having a full conversation with was. So like, how can you, why are you having this full, I don't understand. So Brooke hates that Alex has that relationship with the dad. Then she tells JK. JK is like, I don't know if I can really do anything about it because they got a special bond that has nothing to do with me because she was helping him out while I was in prison. Yes, once I found out that she cheated on me and you stepped in, like, you're my girl now, but you never went to go take care of my daddy. You ain't never been to my daddy house to take care of him. So how you gonna tell me to stop her from talking to that man? And so then he goes to his dad's house afterwards. And his dad is cutting down a tree with no goggles. So he's fit. Okay? Whatever was ailing him before is no longer ailing him now. He is hale and hearty. And JK gets out of the car. And JK also is hale and hearty. Hardy. And they're talking, and he's like, well, you're talking to this person, and what about Brooke? And he's like, Brooke ain't never said 2 words to me. I ain't seen Brooke since y'all was 14. 14? That's 15 years ago, guys. They're 32 years old, them old people. I'm like, 14? That's not even like, that's like, why would you even mention that? Like, I mean, I guess it's just to be like, it's been that long. Because I'm like, 14 is the same as 7 as in this case. 14, 7 years old, same thing. Anything less than anything while you were in high school or you were in a bebe, like, what could we possibly talk about then? Hi, Mr. JK, how are you? Crazy. So we also cut to Brooke, who's like doing food delivery. She's doing DoorDash or something. I don't know what food delivery situation. She's like, I try to make $200 a day and I can't. And I was like, oh, it's not DoorDash. Because I think people who make DoorDash, I mean, might be able to get to $200 a day. My sister was doing DoorDash. I don't know what her threshold was, but I feel like Brooke, wherever it is that she is in rural America, just doesn't have the opportunity to kind of make that. And so she is frustrated that she has to do it by herself. And I thought to myself, the gall, the like privilege to ever have an inkling in your brain that you wouldn't have to do it by yourself. I don't care if some man said that he was going to come out on a white horse and scoop me and my 2 children up like the goose and her little chicklings or gooselings. And I would never believe that. And so she's like, because she actually believed his rot mouth lies, she's confused as to why she is doing it on her own at this time. And then it's like, well, yeah, sure, he can go get teeth, but he can't give me money for my kids. And I said, them is your children's. Okay? Like this is not the 30s where women can't really get jobs and stuff like that. So you need a man. Like, no, them your children's. And you chose to be with somebody who was in prison, who had lost all his teeth due to drugs. And you expected that man to come out and to help you do stuff. And then you're frustrated that he's not helping you do stuff. Like, he's just going to come out of prison. And so then she gets to her mama's house, and her mama's like, yeah, he promised me that he was going to take care of your boys and that he was always going to be there. And we cut to, and we do remember he did say that he was going to always, he's like, regardless of what happens to me and Brooke, them boys, I'm going to take care of them kids. And I'm just like, well, we now know he's an addict liar. It is what it is. You know, this is what we know. And so, like, I mean, this is the situation in which we find ourselves in. But I'm just so shocked at how shocked she is. So she's telling her mother about Alex and how she don't want Alex around her kids ever, because why? I'm not sure why she doesn't want Alex around her kids. It just doesn't seem like that big of a deal. Why Alex wouldn't, like, Why would Alex be around your kids? Is it because you see yourself riding off in the sunset with JK and one day being at JK's dad's house and then Alex pulling up? It's just, she's yelling at her mom about Alex and the kids. She's also cutting a watermelon with a bread knife. I'm going to go on ahead and say that it took me some learning to understand the different knives. I took a picture of it, but I guess it didn't upload. She's cutting it with a bread knife. Now you can cut anything with anything. Oh, let me go get a bread knife. Let me show you. You can cut anything with anything. But if you're going to get a serrated knife like this to cut your watermelon with, then you need more options in your life. I've cut things with that knife as a child when I didn't know it was her bread, and also because we didn't buy baguettes growing up. I got baguettes now. I got me a baguette. But that's a bread knife. She cutting this watermelon up with it. And I was like, girl, you probably putting juice everywhere. Just shredded watermelon, just like little watermelon chunks all over the spot. So anyways, she's hollering at her mom about that. And then in the confessional, her mom is like, well, he wants to stay at his mother's house. I don't understand why he wants to just be all up in his mama's house, because his mama gonna cook, because his mama gonna clean, and his mama's gonna be there and do whatever. And I'm just like, JK's staying at his mother's house because he has bills to pay, like teeth bills. And that's important. He's never going to it's going to be harder for him exponentially if he did not get his teeth fixed. I'm just going to say that. And yeah, her mom is just like, her mom is just, you would think her mom is like, oh yeah. But she's the same. They're cut from the same cloth. Our mom's like, thank God you didn't have his baby. And they're both like, yeah, thank God. And I'm like, Brooke, you was just crying about it. So don't be over here thank Godding. So then JK's dad tells JK that Alex is pregnant. And JK's like, how do you know that? And he's like, because I seen her and she's pregnant. And I'm like, we just saw her. So how long has it been? Because she didn't look pregnant when I saw her. I mean, people can be pregnant and you not be able to tell, but the father was like, she's showing pregnant. And apparently it's his baby. And I'm like, so JK and his father really aren't close, because I feel like the father should have immediately told JK, hey, Alex just told me that you're pregnant. Congratulations. It's just so weird. So JK is like, I slept with Alex. And we're like, yes, we know that. We know that. Like, what are you talking about? We know you did. We know you're still doing it. He's like, I only talked to her a couple times, but it's because Brooke, he just doesn't want to give up his options. And he's mad at Alex because she cheated on him. And maybe they were doing drugs together. I don't know, girl, but who knows? Speaking of let's move on. Speaking of a who knows and I don't know, girl type situation, let's go ahead and move to these two fools. So he's been 4 months out of prison. This is Joella, Q, Kiana, and Demodrick. This fool's been out of jail for 4 months and she still got the charges levied against her. Okay, Kiana. But first we start off with good old Joella, who got herself it's a terrible picture of her, but she went on ahead and got her a good old T-Boz wig. Okay, a good old T-Boz. A little T-Boz whiz. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then I get a little crazy. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Sometime my vision gets a little hazy. Noon and and you're still down with me. What about your friends? Will they stand their ground? Sorry, you can't hear me sing right now. Will they let you down? Like just a good old T-Boz whiz. I said, okay, T-Boz. Let's go ahead and bring it back, because that first one was horrendous. It was shameful. Do I have a picture of it? Girl, she looking a mess. This wig, mess. A mess. This week, will they stand their ground? Hey. Mm. So we meet her grandmother. I said, if you don't come on, Mrs. Proud, what's the Proud family grandma? I said, if you don't come on, Mrs. Proud, Granny Proud with this hair, I said, this looks so cute with her little hair piece. With her little hair piece, and her grandma got a whole house. So that means Joella has made some decisions in life that she didn't necessarily have to make. Because if your grandma got a whole house, then you had some kind of advantage in life and you made choices. There were choices to me. She said she was raised by her granny, so maybe her mother was the one who made the choices. She's raised by her granny, and the one thing that she could always do is have a conversation with her granny. And granny does give her some information. Granny's like, listen, he gonna keep bouncing you like a ball if you keep letting him do it. Okay, because he playing you and he playing her. So stop trying to go after Kiana when really the issue is Demodrick. And so then we're gonna cut to Kiana at his people's house, and we're gonna see Teresa, who I was like, every time I see this woman, she looks different. But this is a cute little style. Let me tell you about Black women. This is what Black women will do. Black women will come out and they will do their eyebrows and they will do their hair. And then they'll put them lashes on and they'll put on some cute earrings and everything. This is a very cute look for her. I was like, I'm really impressed. Like, also Kiana too. Like, Kiana don't got no foundation on. She just got on a little lip gloss, a lash, a brow, and a wig. Black women will just do their hair. Now, Joella got on makeup on. Too much. But for the most part, the Black girl standard is a wig and lashes. Those are and a brow. A wig and lashes and a brow and a lip gloss. And she will feel like she's walking out of the house 100%. Me, I won't do any of those things unless I do all of those things. And it's there's no in between for me. It's not a little bit. It is full drag or no makeup at all. So I really thought Teresa looked really cute this episode, and I thought that Kiana looked cute this episode too. So Kiana goes to meet with a lawyer with Jerry, I think his name is. Terry? I think Jerry is JK's dad and Terry is Demodrick's dad. But goes with Demodrick's dad because Demodrick doesn't do lawyers or police. And she said, we really don't do lawyers or police. And I was like, you really should do lawyers. You really should. You really, it really does behoove a person in life to have a lawyer friend or someone who knows the law to be in your corner, because just in case you ever need help legally, and you never know when you are going to need help legally. That's one of my biggest fears, is to need help legally and not have any money. Because do they take a payment plan? I'm going to pay you. I'm gonna pay you. So really what I need is a friend who knows people who will just do a pro bono situation, because they're supposed to do some pro bono work. I would like to be your pro bono case, please. Thank you so much. So yeah, like I'm just like I can't believe he didn't go with her. I cannot believe, I'm shocked that he didn't go with her to the lawyer's office, because he's like, nah, I don't do that. So she don't feel like anybody's on her side right now. She's like, I don't feel like anybody's on my side. I don't trust Demodrick. I don't trust Joella. Like, I don't know what's going on. And so then Papa Terry's like, did you do it? And she's like, no, I didn't do it. As though she's just tired of defending herself. And she won't even call Joella by her name. She calls her baby mama, if you haven't noticed it. And I'm just like, girl, you doing too much. Granny also tells Joella, you can't carry his baggage because he has got a lot of baggage, and that he is the leading cause of a lot of her stress. That's it. So the lawyer then tells her that he's done some research before she gets there. And he's like, hey, Kiana, so yes, you do actually have charges filed against you. And you also have a warrant out for your arrest. And she's like, how? Nobody, someone just called me and asked me a bunch of questions. How have they decided? Like, you can just say someone did something and walk away. and like that person just get in trouble for it. And so the lawyer's like, well, what happens is that they do an investigation. If they have any kind of evidence or circumstantial evidence or whatever, they can choose to prosecute. They could choose to like not prosecute, but they could choose to like levy the whatever against you. And they have. And so right now you have a warrant out for your arrest. And I'm like, girl, they didn't tell you? That's so scary to me. Do I have a warrant out for my arrest? Because like how come they didn't send her any official documentation telling her that she needed to come to the court and see them? And so she's like, well, why should I have to show up when I didn't do anything? And they're like, well, because they have a warrant out for your arrest for criminal mischief. Oh, mischief is hilarious. It's hilarious to me that mischief is a legal term. It is hilarious to me because what felonious mischief? What was Lindsay's situation? Lindsay had mischief too. mischief just to me just like a little mouse with like a cat burglar mouse just like creeping around. That's mischief to me. It feels very like furtive, like a ferret or like some kind of rodent. But anyways, so yeah, so they're like, what you need to do is you need to gather your money and you need to go down to the courthouse and turn yourself in. And then what they're going to do is something called a something. And then they'll book you and do all the stuff, but you're not going to spend any time in jail because you actually will bond out right then and there. And that just kind of shows your willingness to participate in the process, because otherwise, if you get pulled over for like a routine traffic stop or like anything, you will be arrested. There's a warrant out for your arrest. And I'm like, damn, I didn't know that like they could just put a warrant out for you without like telling you first. I mean, they must have told her and she just didn't pay attention to it because she was just hoping that it will all go away, but it's not. And I'm gonna tell you right now, her and Demodrick don't know how to say the word accusation. They keep saying like accusation or accusarization or something. They're mixing two words together. But this is not the first time they did it. They did it in the last episode and I ignored it because she later said the word correctly in the confessional. But then this time they both said it wrong. So they don't know the word accusation. And that's where we are in life. All right, you guys, this is the moment where I would say, give this video a thumbs up. There's 42 people in the room and hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for coming back. If you at all have the hee ha-has while we're watching this and you want to give your girl a tip, you can do so. I will absolutely appreciate it. And oh my God, thank you so much, Jay Quellen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for the tip. I see it here on my little Cash App. Thanks, hon. I appreciate you so much. And so, yeah, she's like very calm and quiet in the lawyer's office because she really don't want to be there. In fact, Terry didn't even go in there with her. She went in there by herself, just her and the producers. I'm like, his whole family trifling. Did nobody want to go with her? That's rude. The whole family trifling. So she's just like, I got things to do. I got kids to raise. You know, I want my kids to see a better life. I want them to be proud of me as like a strong Black woman. And this whole lawyer police situation is not a part of the plan. And I really feel bad for her and the kids at this point. That's true. So she doesn't know if she's going to turn her. She hasn't decided. She hasn't told her she's going to turn herself in. And she says that she just wants her kids to see her elevating and do better. And this isn't it. Meanwhile, Joella and her 3 kids have gone over to Demodrick's house to talk with Demodrick. And she got evidence. She got cameras. She got evidence. So the day that he went over to the house to ask her, like, what's up? Why you filed charges against my girl? They had sex. He done lied and told everybody that he ain't been with Joella in like 2 months or a month before. And Joella's like, no, we've been. He can't leave her alone. And so she's like, I don't know, it's just something with me and Demodrick that when we get together, it's just like, I'm like, ew. I don't want to be there at all. All right. Moving on. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Oh, people laugh. Rude. Just because I actually give me a thumbs up, you don't want to stay in the room? That's fine. LSS says, I must have my brows and my chapstick. I tell you, it was the whole thing. Behind me somewhere. Oh, he's in his little basket by the window. Whenever I go live, he usually leaves me alone. It's a rare day when he's like bothering me. Okay, so let's move on to these two fools. Now, Daniel is real disrespectful, y'all. Daniel is real disrespectful. I was on his side until last episode and this episode. So Bianca is childish and she is immature and she is annoying. She's all of these things. She's like, half of this stuff is his, and it's not fair for me to have to do it by myself. I'm gonna tell you right now, the one turn of phrase and statement that I hate so much is that's not fair. That's not fair is such a stupid thing to say as an adult. You don't get to say that's not fair after high school. Because in your world at that time, things should be fair. Things that they want things to be fair. But as an adult, after that, that's not fair. I mean, I just hate it so much. I mean, if you're gonna say it, I want you to say that's not fair and consistent. That's not consistent with what's been happening. But don't just be like, that's not fair. Ugh. I hate saying ugh. Life is not fair. No one owes you shit. You got into this relationship with this person and like a fool with somebody who was just out of prison. And he's off doing and living his life. And you guys have to pack up the house. And you're going to say that's not fair. You have to pack. You're a grown-ass person who got in an apartment. Why is it that you expect this man to help you do anything? The same thing with Brooke. Like, maybe I'm just jaded. I've never been in a position for someone to like help me. I'm so grateful when people help me. So grateful when people help me. But anyways, has anyone realized that when you click the thumbs up button, it doesn't work on YouTube? What? Has anyone realized when you click the thumbs up button, it doesn't work on YouTube? What does that mean? What does that mean? So anyways, Daniel is at pool with playing pool with his friend Gator. And he tells Gator that we're basically roommates. Like, she tries to come into my room or she tries to come into my living room space and be like, hey, you should come over here and lay with me. It's so much more comfortable over here. And he's like, hell nah. Like, Daniel really is like, I don't like alcohol, Daniel. I don't like drugs, Daniel. And not that I say that I just think that he's mean. He's mean now. And it's not fun. It's not fun. And so he's talking about her and this whole situation as though he wasn't a part of it. Like, he didn't come out of prison and ask her to marry him. Like, he's taking no ownership for his part of their demise. Yes, she's annoying. And there's no way that he was supposed to know that she was this annoying prior to getting with her. But for him to like belittle her in this way is no me gusta. So then they go for dinner and he's being really smug and rude. And she's like, well, what happened? Like, what changed? And he's like, well, before I didn't know you and I didn't know that you were immature and annoying. And now I know that. And we're not it, honey. He says something like that to her. And I was like, sassy. And then he's like, I don't want to marry you. And I'm like, that's fair, but you don't have to be this mean. So he's like, I've been smoking weed and drinking because of like you. And she's like, well, that's not my fault. That's not my fault. And I'm like, it is your fault. Like, you're a catalyst to it. And like, it's not your fault. Like, you intended or you drove him to it, but like part of it is that you guys should not be together. And so, he's like, I never said that, bitch. He says that to her. And that's where I was like, oh no. No. You don't get to do that. Nope. You don't get to do that to her. That's very rude. Don't call her a bitch. She's like, don't call me a bitch. And he's just like, well, yeah. He's like, no, what it is that I'm an addict and I'm impulsive. And, before we got together, when I was in prison, you used to talk about your dreams and your hopes and your passion. And like, then I get out of prison and you're not trying to do any of that. And she's like, well, how do you know I haven't changed? And he's like, I didn't know you before this, but I know that you told me that you were a different type of person. And now upon exiting the prison, you are not the person that you said you were. Like, you're unmotivated. You won't go get a job. You don't have any plans for your future. You just want to sit at home and get pregnant and marry me. And like, no, that is not what I want. And so he like, yeah, instead of him just, I don't know, there's ways to tell her about herself without cussing her out and calling her a bitch and being belittling and all that shit. So like, it was just annoying to me that he did that. Then he's like, yeah, I used you. He's like, I didn't want to go to a halfway house and I didn't want to go to something. So that's why I asked you to move out here so that I could just be with you. And she's like, wait, I can't tell if you're kidding. And she's like, no, but seriously, I cannot tell if you are kidding me or not. Did you just admit my worst fear to me, that you actually just used me so that you didn't have to go to a halfway house or parole at your parents' house? You used me? And the way he's so like, yeah, I'm an addict, I'm a liar, I'm impulsive. Ew, boo, ew, it's gross. Ew, it's so gross. I'm so grossed out. I thought that was trash. That's trash. He's trash. T-rash. Now, moving on to not trash. This was so hard to watch. Troy and Zeruiah, somebody write her name phonetically for me. Z, the executive director. Okay, so I tried to get a screenshot of her mother because her mother is always looking fantabulous, and I just couldn't get one. Y'all, he's still in Buffalo because he is trying to organize his father's like memorial, and he calls like constantly smoking weed, and it's like, I don't want to judge him because like I don't really judge weed smokers, but the way that they show it on this show makes me think that they want us to judge him. Like, I normally wouldn't, but the way that they're doing it is like they just want us to judge him so hard, and I don't like it. So he's in his sister's home, and he calls Yana, the mother of Troy, baby Troy, and he's like, yeah, I just want to see my daughter. Like, I don't understand why you're being this way. And yeah, we don't quite understand why Yana's being this way either. Like, besides the fact that it feels as though Yana feels some type of way that he married Z. And he's been married now to her for 3 years. They got married while he was in prison. And I don't know if Yana expected him to come out and marry her or be with her or take care of Troy. There's some personal hurt that Yana is feeling. And it's not clear what it is. It's not clear why she's not allowing him to see his daughter. Now, I can understand if Yana's like, I need to know your wife more because I need to know what kind of house you keep. So I'm going to make an effort to get to know your wife and to see what kind of house Zeruiah, thank you so much. Oh God, it's too much. Zeruiah. What is silent? Zeruiah. No, the U is silent. The U is silent. Okay. I can do it. Zeruiah. It's interesting too, is Zeruiah when it should be just ZA, then YZE, but it's okay, fine. Go do it. And so so he then ends up getting on the phone. He's like, can I speak to her at least? And then he does a terrible thing. He gonna talk to that baby and be like, hey, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to talk to you. Do you want to come with me? Do you want to come over to my house and then let me take you to school tomorrow? Do you want to do that? Tell your mom that that's what you want. Just so you know, I'm not trying to stay away from you. No, Troy, that's not how you do that. No. I wanna go home. No, that is not how you do that. You do not do that. And he even said, like, I don't want it to be the same way with my parents fighting and the way that, I saw when I was little. And then he just went and did the exact same thing. You cannot manipulate a child. You cannot do that. No, you cannot do it. And so Yana's like, I'm hanging up. So she hangs up on him. And then the next day, he's trying to organize it, the memorial, and get people to wear blue. He's trying to get blue for his little brother, and his little brother's out of it. He's like, blue, listen, I'm going what I got on right now. And so he calls Yana and he's like, please come. Like, I want Troy to be there for the father's memorial. And I'm like, why? But I guess if you want to see her. And he gives a heartfelt apology with tears in his eye. He's like, listen, I am sorry for what I did to you. I am sorry that I got married. I am sorry that I left you with her. I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. But please do not take my child away from me and hold that against me without letting me see my child. I will do whatever I have to do to make it up to you. And this is what Zeruiah has been telling him to do, is like, just give her what she wants. Just do what you got to do to get the daughter. And, like, if you go through the courts, that's also a viable option too, because then there's supposed to be a mediator and they can see that you're married and you have a home and that there's, equally time split. You got to do what you got to do. And so, yeah, so, he ends up apologizing, and I thought it was really sweet. And I feel bad for him. I feel bad that he has to go through what he goes through, and that, he's got PTSD from his crazy ass mother. So yeah. But anyways, cut back to Zeruiah, and her friend Sahara comes from wherever it is Sahara comes from, the desert. I don't know. But Sahara has flown in now to hang out with Zeruiah for, I guess, the 2 days that Troy is not here. Because does Zeruiah work? What executive directing is she doing? And so she's at the house. And I'm gonna tell you right now, her kitchen is immaculate, because mine is not. There isn't even there. And I'm like, and you don't even use your dishwasher? She got a lot of stuff in the dishwasher. I sure did see that cast iron skillet on the top rack. I said, a cast iron skillet in the dishwasher? Oh no, that's just there to let them dry, honey. You use your dishwasher as a drying rack. She rinsed out them glass and I said, you do not wash your cast iron skillet on the top level in your dishwasher. I'm relatively new to the dishwasher game, and I know you're not supposed to do that. So anywho, so she and Zahara are talking about how Troy hasn't really been there, and he went off to Buffalo by himself. And again, I will never understand why she feels that as a wife, it's her duty to be there by his side. I feel like it's really just to be nosy. Just to be nosy. Hi, sister. Just to be nosy. There's no other reason for her to be there besides to be nosy. It didn't make no sense. And then she goes wedding dress shopping, and she's so excited for her wedding with Troy, because the first time she didn't have a wedding. And I didn't take a picture of it, but did you guys notice that in her confessional she has 2 different eyelashes on? In the confessional she has 2 different eyelashes on. If I can take a picture of it, one of them is full and the other one is like a little bit more spiky. She got 2 different eyelashes on, and I stared at it for a long time. I'll take a picture the next time. Yeah, no, she be doing the most. She be doing the absolute most. And so they go wedding dress shopping, and she's like, I wish that me and Troy were in a better place right now, because I want to call him and tell him how pretty my dress is. And I'm like, you don't have friends? Why would you call him and tell him that? She's like, if he doesn't cry immediately when I walk down the aisle, then it's not the right dress for me. And I'll tell you right now, any of these shows that show these women wedding dress shopping with all of their like silly machinations of what being married is and what it should be is just boo-boo to me, and I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to see any more wedding dress. I don't want to see Mike and Justine's wedding dress. I don't want to see any. I don't want to see it. I don't care. Okay, I don't care. But her mom looks fabulous. Her mom looks fabulous at all times. Shows up and shows out. I get it. I see it. I see it. The mom looks fabulous. And yeah. Is that end of them? All right, you guys. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. 54 people in the room towards the end. Oh, I'm so sad for you guys. It's almost done. We only have Will and Courtney left. So go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you can, pretty please. But our next, not them. Our next couple is Courtney and Will. So Courtney shows up at his hotel with the signed papers. They're getting divorced after just 6 weeks. She's upset. She's cold, and she doesn't go inside of the hotel and wait for him. She stands outside. And she puts the ring in dirt and then gives it to him, and then he's like, this is a good symbol of our relationship. So they're throwing barbs back and forth. She does tell him though that she's spent 2 years with 600 women, and so she's readily able to identify a woman and that he's that. And I was like, why do we have to call men women in order to belittle them? What's wrong with being a woman? Being a woman should not be a negative thing. Oh yeah, he did tell her to drive to Buffalo. She was gonna come too. I don't know how far Syracuse is from Buffalo. I can look it up. But she's gonna try to make it. So they have their confessionals together, and they're not together at this time. And I don't know at what point, is this after she already insulted him earlier from last episode in the confessional, but we find out that he's very hurt that Courtney showed up with another trick. And he's like, listen, it's an exercise in futility if blah blah blah. She's like, what? She does not understand that statement. And so she tries to be like, we're not doing an exercise, this isn't therapy. And he's like, no, you've never heard that turn of phrase, an exercise in futility, meaning that I agree with you and there's no reason to talk about this because it's futile. There's no reason to talk about this. And she's like, oh. And I'm like, oh my God. Will, you dodged a bullet. You dodged a bullet. She said, dum-dum. You can't be with a dum-dum. You can't be with a dum-dum, Will. She tries to come at him for that statement, and she don't even know what it means. It's crazy. So anyways, I guess they get a divorce. They're yelling at each other as he drives off. It's a whole thing. She's like, go back to California. And I was like, oh, California. That's where my heart is. I wonder if I ever were to get a tattoo, would I get like a California tattoo? I wouldn't. But I really like California. I really like it. All right, you guys, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. It was short and sweet. Who didn't we get this time? We didn't get Michael and Justine, and we didn't get Lakeisha and Keith. That's who's missing. I was like, I know there's some other shenanigans afoot. So yeah, we didn't get them. But hopefully we don't have to see Bianca and Daniel anymore. So I liked it. It wasn't a lot of couples in this episode. It was short and sweet. So I appreciated that as far as like the drama goes and having to keep up with a million couples doing a million different silly things. But oh yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. So I will be going live tomorrow to talk 90 Day Fiancé the other way. So that content is coming out. So please join me tomorrow to talk about 90 Day Fiancé the other way, which means you have to watch it tonight. I have to watch it tonight. Or tomorrow. What am I doing tomorrow? I gotta watch it at some point. Should I just watch it tonight and get it over with? Oh, I have so much to do tomorrow. I should watch it tonight. I'll watch it tonight. It's fine. 6 p.m. I will be going live tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you are on the East Coast, that is 7 p.m. East Coast time. And if you are on the West Coast, that is 4 p.m. And if you were in Mountain Time, I don't know if we're in the same time zone right now, but if you're in Mountain, it's 5. Yeah, I'm going at 6 p.m. Yeah. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I'll be going 6 p.m. most days. So Monday, Tuesday, 6 p.m. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. All right, bye. And jumping the line, rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you.